Welcome back to ZBCN Today, the channel where we cut through the noise and focus on what actually matters. All right, pay very close attention because this update might seem simple on the surface, but when you actually break it down, it reveals something much bigger happening behind the scenes. Zebec has just shared a new development involving Dash, and this is not just another random integration or a minor feature addition. Instead, it reflects a much deeper strategy that Zebec has been quietly executing for quite some time now. Initially, Zebec had already integrated Dash into its Zebec cards, which allowed users to interact with Dash in a more practical, real-world way. That alone was already a strong step forward because it connected a crypto asset to an everyday payment experience. However, what we are seeing now goes far beyond that initial integration. Zebec is now powering an entirely new DashPay streaming payroll application, and this is where things start to get very interesting. Everything you hear on ZBCN Today is for educational and informational purposes only. Nothing in this video should be considered financial advice, investment advice, or a recommendation to buy or sell any asset. This application is not just a basic tool or a simple upgrade. It is a white-label solution built directly by the Zebec network, designed specifically to enable fast, self-custodial, real-time streaming payments using Dash. When we say real-time streaming payments, we are not talking about traditional transactions that take minutes or hours to process. We are talking about a system where value can continuously flow, allowing users to send, receive, and withdraw funds instantly without delays. This completely removes the friction that exists in traditional financial systems, where payments are often slow, restricted, or dependent on third parties. With this model, users maintain full control over their funds, which is a core principle of decentralized finance. This is exactly what Zebec has been aiming to build, a global infrastructure where money moves as seamlessly as data. If you think back to recent discussions and observations, this move fits perfectly into a much larger pattern. Zebec is not focusing on a single blockchain, a single company, or a single use case. Instead, it is consistently expanding across multiple networks, multiple ecosystems, and multiple industries. This is a key point that many people overlook. They see one partnership or one integration and assume that's all there is to it. But in reality, each of these steps is part of a much bigger strategy. Zebec is positioning itself as a foundational layer for payments across the entire digital economy. That means every new integration, no matter how small it may appear, has the potential to evolve into something much more significant over time. For example, what starts as a simple integration today could later turn into a deeper collaboration involving multiple products, services, and use cases. This layered approach is what creates long-term value. Zebec builds the base infrastructure first, ensures that it works efficiently, and then gradually expands on top of it. So, when we look at this DashPay payroll application, it should not be viewed as a final product. Instead, it should be seen as an early stage of something that could grow into a much larger ecosystem within the Dash network. This is why these kinds of updates are so important. They give us insight into the direction the project is heading. Now, if we look at how the market and the community are reacting to this announcement, it becomes even clearer that this is gaining attention. The post generated strong engagement in a relatively short period of time, with thousands of views and interactions. This indicates that people are starting to notice what Zebec is doing. It is no longer flying under the radar. Even more importantly, DashPay itself acknowledged this development and emphasized its significance. They highlighted how this integration contributes to building a global digital cash economy where users can stream salaries in real time using Dash. This is not just theoretical anymore. It is becoming a practical, usable system that people can actually benefit from. This shift from theory to real-world application is one of the most important transitions in the crypto space. For years, many projects have focused primarily on speculation and hype, but now we are starting to see real utility emerge. The ability to stream salaries globally, without intermediaries, and with full control is a powerful use case. It has implications not just for individuals, but also for businesses and organizations that want more efficient payment systems. This is where projects like Zebec stand out, because they are not just talking about innovation, they are actively building it. At the same time, this development connects to a much larger trend that is shaping the future of finance. There have been projections suggesting that the tokenized real-world asset market could grow to as much as $13 trillion by 2030. While it is always important to approach such predictions with caution, the overall direction is difficult to ignore. The financial world is moving toward digitization, tokenization, and decentralization. And within this transformation, projects that focus on payments, infrastructure, and real-world integration are likely to play a significant role. Zebec operates at the intersection of multiple key sectors, including DeFi, PayFi, and real-world financial systems. This positions it in a unique way, allowing it to potentially benefit from multiple areas of growth simultaneously. Right now, the market for these types of solutions is still relatively small compared to its potential. This means we are still in the early stages of adoption. Early-stage markets often come with volatility and uncertainty, but they also offer the greatest opportunities for growth. Even if the market reaches only a fraction of the projected size, it would still represent a massive expansion from current levels. This is why developments like the Dash integration matter. They are not isolated events, but rather pieces of a much larger puzzle that is gradually coming together. Another key indicator of growth is the recent milestone achieved by Zebec, where it surpassed 100,000 token holders. This is not just a symbolic number, it reflects increasing awareness and participation within the community. As the number of holders grows, so does the network effect. More people talking about the project leads to more visibility, which can attract even more users and investors. This cycle of growth is essential for any project that aims to scale globally. It shows that interest is not only present, but also expanding over time. Of course, it is important to acknowledge that markets do not move in a straight line. There have been minor pullbacks in price and slight changes in rankings, which is completely normal. Short-term fluctuations are part of any market, especially in the crypto space. What matters more is the overall trend, and when we look at the bigger picture, the trend for Zebec still appears to be positive. The project continues to build, expand, and attract attention. Temporary dips do not change the long-term trajectory, especially when the fundamentals remain strong. When you combine everything, the growing number of integrations, the expansion into real-world use cases, the increasing number of holders, and the alignment with major financial trends, it becomes clear that Zebec is working towards something much larger than what is immediately visible. Each update, each partnership, and each milestone adds another layer to the overall structure that is being built. And while it may take time for the full impact to become clear, the direction is already starting to take shape. Zebec's latest integration with Dash, particularly through the real-time streaming payroll application, represents more than just a technical update. It highlights a broader strategy focused on building global payment infrastructure, expanding across multiple ecosystems, and enabling real-world financial use cases. With increasing adoption, strong community growth, and positioning within a rapidly evolving financial landscape, this development serves as a strong indicator of continued long-term expansion and potential future growth. If you're getting value from this kind of focused, fundamentals-driven Zebec content, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to ZBCN today, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future updates. It directly supports the channel and helps this research-driven community grow. Drop your thoughts or questions in the comments. I read them all. Now, let's continue with the real analysis.